News from around the globe. Hot, fresh, balanced and objective. On Unity.
Welcome to News Hour on Unity TV. Today is Saturday, the 20th of January 2023, and it's equivalent to 7th of Rajab 1444 after Hijrah. The headlines. How I survived many life battle challenges, President Buhari. Tribunal judgment contrary to will of people, Osun PDP. Supreme Court rejects Senator Nwaboshi's bail request. And on the foreign scene, EU says Russia taking Ukraine war to different stage. And in sports, FA Cup, Man City overcome Arsenal to reach round of 16. And those were the headlines. And for details and more of the stories, I am Rukayat Sani Ibrahim. President Muhammad Buhari Friday in Daura returned all thanks to God for safety in life's journey over many years, highlighting the years of battle during the Nigerian Civil War and some personal challenges as testimonies of divine protection and guidance. President Buhari, who visited the Emir of Daura Farouk Umar Farouk after commissioning of 2 roads, said the destiny of man, country and the world remains in the hands of God. The president concluded two-day commissioning of projects with the Musawa General Hospital, Government Day Secondary School Musawa, Gora Makaurachi, Malamawa Road and Sandamu Baure Babban Mutum Road, Gurjiya Sandamu, Karkartu roads in Daura. President Buhari said that he secured his first job early after school to manage a cooperative in Daura, but had to escape and join the army when there was pressure that he should get married. President Buhari noted that the Daura Emirate and community gained international recognition by divine purpose, not man's effort. The president assured the Emirates that he will return and settle down in Daura after handing over on May 29, 2023. The Emir of Daura noted that the survival of the president when his car was bombed in 2014 was a divine act which happened shortly before he won elections in 2015. The People's Democratic Party (PDP) has rejected the judgment of the Osun State Government Election Tribunal which sacked Governor Ademola Adeleke. PDP said the judgment is contrary to the will of the Osun people. The ruling party, in a statement by its National Publicity Secretary Debo Olagunaba, on Friday insisted that Adeleke's victory was lawful. PDP claimed the will of Osun people was expressed by the overwhelming votes cast for its party and Adeleke at the election. The PDP charges the people of Osun State to be calm, remain at alert and continue to support Governor Adeleke as we restate our confidence in the institution of the judiciary to dispense justice in this matter at the appellate court. The Supreme Court on Friday dismissed an application for post-conviction bail brought by Peter Nwaboshi, a serving senator, jailed for 7 years and money laundering charges. The Court of Appeal in Lagos had, in a judgment on July 1, 2022, convicted and sentenced Nwaboshi on the charge brought against him by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission (EFCC). Rather than serving the jail term, Nwaboshi, who is the candidate of the All Progressives Congress (APC) for Delta North Senatorial District in Delta State in the forthcoming elections, went underground. While still in hiding, Nwaboshi filed an appeal against his conviction and sentence, along with the application with which he sought to be granted bail, pending the determination of his appeal. Ruling on Friday, a 5-member panel of the Supreme Court, while dismissing the application, noted that Nwaboshi's conduct was a slap on the face of democracy and rule of law. Justice Emmanuel Agim, in the lead judgment, wondered why Nwaboshi, who refused to submit himself to the law, was now seeking the indulgence of the law. Justice Agim noted that being a serving senator and a candidate of the APC for Senator Delta North Senatorial District ought to be an assurance that he is law-abiding and will readily submit to the authority of the law. He added that despite the fact that Nwaboshi had an appeal pending before the court, his application could not be granted because of the undisputed fact that he is in Nigeria, but has continued to devise means to frustrate the subsisting custodial sentence imposed on him by the Court of Appeal. The judge said Nwaboshi could not remain in defiance of the law and yet seek to benefit from the law. In his contribution, Justice Tijani Abubakar wondered why a lawmaker of the status of a senator would find it difficult to obey the law he participated in enacting. Other members of the panel, Justice Amina Augi, Uwani Abba Aji, and Adamu Jauro, agreed with the lead judgment. President Muhammadu Buhari has commiserated with Governor Abdullahi Sule of Nasarawa State on the passing of his son Alhaji Hassan Sule at the age of 36. The deceased has been buried in Gudi, Akwanga local government area of the state. In a message, the president, according to a release issued Friday by his spokesperson Malam Garba Shehu, said his deepest and heartfelt condolences to the governor and his family on the tragic death of his worthy son Hassan. President Buhari also reiterated his prayers and condolence to the government and people of the state following the recent tragedy involving herdsmen. May the souls of all deceased rest in peace, he added. Barely a week after the Warri Itakpe train derailed into a forest in Kogi State, there has been yet another incident of a derailed Kaduna-bound train on Friday. As at the time of filing this report, there has not been any confirmed information as to where the train derailed into. The Manja Abuja Kaduna train service, Mr. Pascal Noli, confirmed the incident yesterday, although he had no much information to divulge but promised to give reasons why and where the derailment happened. Also, efforts to reach out to the Director General DG of Nigeria Railway Corporation NPC proved abortive as he refused to take calls or reply to text messages sent to him by our correspondent. The Managing Director of Kaduna Markets Development and Management Company, Tamar Ndos, on Friday disclosed that the state government demolished 5,000 shops during market demolition exercise as against speculation that 40,000 shops were demolished in the state. However, the market boss was quick to add that in place of the demolished shops, over 14,000 shops were being built for allocation to traders in due course. She spoke during the flag off for the disbursement of the Obasani grant to traders across Kaduna State. The market MD said over 700 traders have been empowered with 20 million naira by the governorship candidates of the All Progressives Congress APC, the state senator Obasani, as he had earlier promised. The market MD spoke of the APC's governorship candidate, saying Senator Obasani is known to all of us here. He has excelled in several aspects of life. He has worked across all levels of governance. The federal government has named Jigawa, River, Taraba, Cross River and Delta State as the 5 worst flood-affected states in the country in 2022. This was, as the government said, the key findings of the Global Rapid Post-Disaster Damage Estimation Grade report of 2022 flooded in Nigeria showed that all 36 states and the Federal Capital Territory FCT have been affected by the 2022 flood in Nigeria. With varying degrees of damages and people affected, Minister of Humanitarian Affairs, Disaster Management and Social Development, Sadia Umar Farouk, said this in her remarks at the presentation of Global Rapid Post-Disaster Damage Estimation Grade Report of 2022 floods in Nigeria. She said the flood analysis estimate that the total direct economic damages based on currently reported statistics as of November 25th are in the range of $3.79 billion US dollars to $9.12 billion US dollars, and the best median estimate at $6.68 billion. This was, as she said, in terms of destroyed and damaged buildings. There is significant damage in many states, with counting still ongoing. She said it's right to say that floods are the most frequent and recurring natural hazards in Nigeria. She said the federal government have been responding to the 2022 flood and sent relief materials to all affected states. A train bound for Abuja from Kaduna derailed in the Nigerian capital on Friday. However, nobody died from the accident. A train official at the scene, who asked not to be named as he is not authorized to speak on the matter, told Premium Times on Friday evening. He explained the incident occurred at about 3:15 p.m., about the time the train was supposed to arrive at its destination. He said the derailment occurred around close to the station and there were no casualties and all of the passengers were able to disembark. Explaining how the accident occurred, the official said at the moment when the train approached a point when it was supposed to take a turn, it derailed from the rail line. He said the cause of the accident have not been established. He said there will be no further train travel on the tracks until the derailed train is evacuated. The accident is happening less than 2 months after the Abuja-Kaduna train resumed operations. It was reported that on the 28th of March 2022, the Nigerian Railways Corporation suspended the train's operation due to an attack on the Abuja-Kaduna train, which saw the kidnap of over 60 persons and the deaths of 8 people. It later resumed operations 8 months after the incident on the 5th of December 2022, after those kidnapped were freed. And on the foreign scene, the European Union's top general said Friday that Russia is taking the war in Ukraine into a different stage, launching indiscriminate attacks against civilians and cities as a reaction to recent decisions by NATO allies to send advanced armaments to Ukraine in support of its war effort. Speaking at a news conference in Tokyo, European External Action Service Secretary General Stefano Sannino told reporters that Russia is no longer focused on military targets but is making indiscriminate attacks on cities and people. The comments came as Germany and the United States announced this week they will send advanced battle tanks to Ukraine, hoping to match firepower Russia has on the ground. Seemingly in response, Ukraine authorities report Russia launched new missile attacks on several Ukraine locations, killing 11 people Thursday and 10 more on Friday, wounding dozens of others. The EU general said the new supplies from the West are not an escalation, but rather an effort to give Ukraine a chance to defend itself. He said the development have forced Putin to change his initial narrative, in which he described the invasion as a special operation to free Ukraine from a Nazi regime. In his daily address to the nation Thursday, Ukraine President Volodymyr Zelensky expressed gratitude for the growing number of countries pledging advanced weaponry, including tanks, while at the same time pressing the need to hasten delivery of the promised weapon systems. And in sports, Arsenal hopes of a record-extending FA Cup win was extended after they were edged 1-0 by Manchester City in the round of 32 at the Etihad on Friday night. After a spirited display, the Gunners eventually succumbed to a Nathan Ake second-half strike to prove to be the winner. The game saw both sides make some changes to their first 11, with City starting the likes of Ederson, Bernardo Silva, Kyle Walker on the bench, while Stefan Ortega was in goal and 18-year-old Rico Lewis was at right back. For the Arsenal, Matt Turner kept goal and Takehiro Tomiyasu, Rob Holding, Kieran Tierney, Fabio Vera and new signing Leandro Trossard make the starting line up. City was hit by injury after John Stones pulled his hamstring in first half stoppage time and was replaced by Aymeric Laporte. The Gunners started brightly and went close on 2 occasions in the first half, but Ortega denied both Tomiyasu and Trossard with brilliant saves. The deadlock was eventually broken on 64 minutes as Ake slotted home Jack Grealish's cutback pass. Mikel Arteta's side almost responds a few minutes later, but Eddie Nketiah failed to connect with Granit Xhaka's dangerous cross, which was nicked away by a City player for a corner. Arsenal are now out in both the FA Cup and the Carabao Cup, but are still in the Premier League title race and the Europa League. For Pep Guardiola's men, they have the Premier League, Champions League and FA Cup to fight for. With this story, we've come to the end of our bulletin for today. You can follow us on our social media handles at Facebook, Instagram and Twitter at Unity Radio FM TV, respectively. My name is Rukayat Sani Ibrahim. Thank you for watching and enjoy the rest of our programs.
News from around the globe. Hot, fresh, balanced and objective.